You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers because we do have a very interesting update on Aaron Rodgers, what's going on, why is he not already signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers? Could this be his way of getting some leverage back if he thinks the Steelers are going to draft Shedeur Sanders or Jackson Dart at 21? I mean, I don't see a problem with them drafting a quarterback if he's going to be on the roster because I just don't get the sense that he's going to play more than one, tops 2 years, and that's depending on how this year ends up going. Again, I said this prior, he played much better the last seven games of the season last year, and I said I thought his year was partially the year he had and some of the deficiencies he had were partially related to still recovering from injury. All right, and actually statistically, he was a pretty good quarterback. But here we go. The Pittsburgh Steelers could be made out to look like fools if Aaron Rodgers decides against signing with the organization this offseason. Whether that is due to retirement or another opportunity arising, the franchise has put all of its chips in one 41-year-old basket. The 2025 NFL Draft could provide some hope at the position, but having a future Hall of Famer and four-time MVP run the offense for a year is an attractive prospect, regardless of the potential off-the-field noise that could come with it. The team and its fan base are still waiting for an official decision. Many have speculated as to why the veteran has yet to sign with the Steelers, especially because it seems that Pittsburgh is currently his only option. Yeah, and his comments that he makes here gives you the feeling that he's proactively ruling out the Saints, I think. It also makes me think he's got a thing for the Vikings. He does. I don't know what's going on there. Many originally believed that Rodgers was attempting to complete the Brett Favre cycle, the Brett Favre prophecy, as it's called, head to the Minnesota Vikings, even though the organization drafted J.J. McCarthy back in 2024's first round. There have been reports pretty much each day regarding Rodgers' situation, so it is hard to know which ones are accurate and which are merely speculation. CBS reporter Aditi Kinkawala joined the PM team Pony and Mueller on Wednesday, however, brought up Minnesota again. The Vikings have a clear plan and formidable roster, which Rodgers may believe the Steelers do not possess. Wow. They look pretty good on offense, but that offensive line, it's a good offensive line with the Vikings. The Steelers, not as good. And he may be thinking, well, it was not as good with the Jets, and I blew my Achilles out. The Vikings were so appealing because in his mind, in many people's mind, that's a team ready to make a Super Bowl run. It is completely professional outfit that it just got significantly better on both sides of the line, that is playing outstanding defense, has a lot of superstar power, and that already has a really strong leadership base in that locker room. Kikawala continued discussing Pittsburgh versus Minnesota and hinted at the fact that the Vikings are a legitimate Super Bowl contender. After citing that she has had several conversations around the league, the veteran quarterback may seriously be contemplating retirement because his only other option is playing in the Steel City. Quote, that's a team, the Vikings, that Aaron Rodgers could slide into and, in theory, take them to the Super Bowl. Let me say it this way. Aaron Rodgers is more likely to retire than he is to come to a team that he doesn't believe is a Super Bowl contender. Ouch. Ouch. And look, the Steelers got real pieces on the defensive side of the ball and certainly on the offensive side. I mean, George Pickens, DK Metcalf, now how you want to judge that versus Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, that's another story. Hawkinson, I believe, is the tight end versus what? Freiermuth. And then you've got whatever's going to happen in the draft with both teams. I got the sense that he had basically already signed, maybe not literally signed the dotted line, but had agreed, I would say in principle maybe, to going to the Steelers and joining Mike Tomlin. But it's getting more interesting. I do think that sort of rules out the Saints, though. I think you can close the book there because I don't think they're that close to, even sniffing the Super Bowl, although one could argue going through their division would be easier than the NFC North or certainly the AFC North. So that's something to think about there. Steelers play outside. Minnesota, I don't know. It's interesting to see that his feeling may be that the Steelers aren't really that close. Okay, now we know they make the playoffs perennially every single year, but and you would think he would come in. I mean, did he see the Jets as I guess he saw the Jets. There were people out there that I know that picked the Jets to make the Super Bowl, believe it or not. That actually happened, but I don't know. I see this Steelers team as a more stable team than the Jets were, no doubt about it. And I don't know if this is because, and I made videos on this the last couple of days, that a lot of fire, and I mean a hell of a lot of fire, is coming out of Pittsburgh about Shedeur Sanders at 21. And that Mike Tomlin really likes him, blah, blah, blah. There's a couple of things. Aaron Rodgers may be, all right, leveraging the Steelers and trying to make them nervous right now to either get more money or maybe there's hesitation on their side. I don't know. And get this done before the draft. Maybe he's not happy with the idea that they could use that pick on a player that's not going to be on the field directly affecting the team if he's there. That's something we haven't thought about. There's really good tight ends in this draft. Maybe another offensive lineman. That may be something Aaron Rodgers is not happy about. Because I don't think they have a second-round pick because of the DK Metcalf trade. This is interesting. Yeah, I think it's odd that this retirement thing popped up just a day or two removed from all the fire about Shedeur in the Steelers. Maybe that pissed Aaron Rodgers off. I don't get it. But there was also reports that he was willing to mentor J.J. McCarthy. Are you not willing to mentor Shedeur Sanders? This is odd. It is odd. Does anybody really know what's going on? I don't think so. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.